Hey everyone! Welcome to my channel. Before you dive in, hit that subscribe button. Your support keeps me going strong. That rainy afternoon in Seattle, Washington, I stepped into my little bookstore. The umbrella was dripping water on the floor. There he was standing near the counter. A young guy with red cheeks. He was fumbling nervously with his wallet. He had grabbed a hot coffee and a reading nook session. But his credit card declined suddenly. The staff teased him lightly. They joked about him being broke but still cute. I couldn't help but smile slowly. He looked so earnest and honest. So much like the person I used to be. Before life had knocked me down hard. I walked over to him. I touched his arm gently. I said, "No worries at all. You can pay tomorrow, it is fine." He shook his head fast, refusing the offer. He left his new job contract and his ID as collateral. His eyes were full of determination. That raw honesty hit me immediately. I took the papers from his hand. I glanced at them quickly. I saw a good soul on the papers. But I kept my voice cool and professional. I waved him off into the drizzle outside. The rain eased slowly. Seattle's city lights twinkled on early. I watched him go. I felt a strange tug in my chest. Like maybe this big city wasn't so lonely after all. I remembered my plan, the reason I staged this meeting. Next day he showed up early, exactly as I hoped. He was pacing by the bookshelves restlessly, checking his watch every minute. Sweat was beading on his forehead, a sign of stress. I arrived late on purpose that day. I wanted to see how he would handle the waiting. The barista whispered to me, "He's been waiting only for you, Ms. Lee. Nibbling free cookies. Looking like a lost puppy who needs a home." I pushed the door open finally. He jumped up immediately. His voice was cracking a bit from nerves. "Ms. Lee, can I please have my stuff back?" I nodded slowly to him. I poured him a latte, a warm creamy one. I said, "Sit down and let's chat first." He hesitated for a long moment. Then he sank into the wooden chair. The aroma of fresh coffee grounds filled the air. We talked about life in Seattle. He had just graduated from University of Washington. He was chasing his big city dreams. He hoped to start his own cozy cafe someday. His passion for his future lit up his face. His eyes were sparkling like Puget Sound at dawn. I listened to every single word he said. And something hard cracked inside my heart. My ex-husband had shattered my trust years ago. He left me running this shop completely alone. I was afraid to bet on love again. I had built this shop as my armor, my protection. But this guy Ethan, he was different. He seemed pure, driven and completely honest. In the weeks that followed our first meeting, I started paying close attention to his movements. I found out he lived across the hall from my apartment. It turned out I had scouted that specific apartment. I wanted a simple way to get closer to him. Not for any mean games. Just to test if real honest connections still existed. It was my final desperate test. One night my stomach cramped really badly. I was in terrible pain. I knocked on his apartment door across the hall. Doubling over in pain. Sweat covered my brow. I was pale as a ghost. He froze for a second, seeing my condition. Then he immediately guided me inside gently. He fetched cool water quickly. He dug through his medicine cabinet for painkillers. His hands were steady now, not clumsy. He was awkward but wonderfully kind. I curled up on his couch. I watched him hustle and care for me. And my throat tightened with unexpected emotion. "You skip meals too much," he said softly. "Take care of yourself, Clara." He called me by my first name. I managed a weak grin back at him. I had never heard that kind of advice without strings attached. That moment shifted everything between us. The medicine slowly kicked in and the pain eased. We opened up our hearts. I shared my whole history with him. One major love that went terribly south. My ex-husband had bailed quickly. Left me doubting love forever. I built this shop as my strong armor, my safe place. My voice wavered telling the story. My fingers clutched the warm mug tightly. He took my hand gently and softly. "Clara, you are worth the world," he told me. "The past is just old chapters. The future is completely ours if you want it to be." I stared at his sincere face. Then a small genuine laugh escaped my lips. My feeling shifted from wary to warm instantly. Just like that I was healing. I got him helping at the bookstore soon after. Stocking books carefully. Brewing pots of hot coffee. The Seattle fog rolled in outside. We would laugh together over small coffee spills. These happy moments stacked up like bestsellers in my mind. One evening we visited Pike Place Market together. The market bustle was loud all around us. He offered me a fresh oyster with a wide grin. A huge smile wide as the bay water. Those small perfect bits of time wove us tight. Nights alone though. Old ghosts sometimes crept back into my thoughts. My ex's goodbye echoing loudly. I would hug my knees tightly. My breath would become shallow and fast. Why risk it again, I thought. Does he truly mean his words? Our first spat hit quickly. It was over meeting his friends. I said it was too soon for that big step. He got frustrated, his voice rising slightly. "Clara, what are you so scared of?" he demanded. I turned away from him. Hot tears filled my eyes. "Scared you'll leave too?" I whispered. Silence hung heavy and thick. He paused completely. He pulled me close gently. "I'm sorry," he said. "I'm staying put, I promise you." His arms felt solid and safe around me. I sobbed into his soft shirt. That night rain pattered the window softly. Neon lights glowed outside. We just held each other tight. No words were needed. Just the act of being there together. A few months later I took a pregnancy test. The test was positive. I was shelving the romance novels. Two bright lines stared back at me. My hands were shaking with joy and jitters. I told him the news over dinner that night. He whooped with happiness. He spun me around the room gently. "Baby, we're having a baby," he shouted. But midnight worries hit me again. How to tell people about the staged meeting? What if our perfect life falls apart now? Shadows of doubt loomed large. I packed a small note one morning. I explained the entire setup. The hallway apartment rental to meet him. I sought a steady heart to bet on. I believed his heart was the one. But marriage still scared me deeply. I feared losing the spark once it was official. The shop is now yours, I wrote. The rent is paid for 1 year. Don't look for me. My pen shook as I wrote. Each word felt like a stab of pain. Leaving day Seattle was heavily overcast. I glanced at his dark, quiet window one last time. My chest ached terribly. My kid arrived in a quiet suburb of Portland, Oregon. I named her Lily for the light she brought in the dark. I made a little book nook of our own in the house. I taught her letters every day. Days were calm as chamomile tea. Yet hollow spots lingered in my heart. I stared at the city skyline in the distance, wondering about his days. Was the shop thriving? Was there a new someone in his life? Guilt gnawed at me constantly. My scheme had been too selfish. Lily got a bad cold once. Her fever was raging hot. I cradled her and rushed to the ER. The doctors said she was fine. But during that long painful vigil, I bargained with the stars desperately. Take the hit on me, I pleaded. After that night I started journaling. I logged all our joys and small triumphs. I wrote him volumes of letters unsent. They fueled me with purpose. I enrolled in business classes at a local college. For a stronger, more honest return to him. My dreams were rooted deep now. The Seattle trip happened when Lily was 4 years old. She tugged on my sleeve excitedly. "Mom, adventure time," she cheered. The train hummed along the tracks. My heart raced faster than the train. The store bell chimed as we opened the door. He turned from the cash register immediately. Time froze completely. His eyes were misty with tears. Lily dashed over quickly. "Mister, who are you?" she asked. He knelt down on the floor. He smiled big and wide at her. "I'm your dad, kiddo," he whispered. The hug melted away the years of separation. We wept together. We grinned at each other. Humanity is messy. Love demands guts and honesty. I chose us finally. We were stronger now together. We got married under the evergreen trees. Lily tossed soft flower petals. Family ties bind sweet and true. This story inspires me. Step bold into your future. Joy awaits the brave heart. Share your own story below in the comments. Like and subscribe for more tales. I hope this helps your A2 English listening practice.